Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family, and tonight we're visiting one of our favorite restaurants at home. We're having a fish and shrimp dinner, and it's going to be good. Remember the fishing trip that Pop and Brandon and Parker took back in March? I showed y'all pictures and they caught a bunch of redfish. That's what we're cooking. We're having batter fried fish. I've got some delicious looking shrimp that we're going to cook in the oven. We're not going to fry it. We're going to have corn on the cob, and I have some amazing coleslaw that I made, and it's in the refrigerator, and I'll tell you how I made that later. First, let's get our oil heating up. We're going to start low because, you know, this skillet gets hot quick. So, for our batter, we're going to, I haven't made it in a while, so I've got my recipe right here in front of me. So we're going to need 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now this might make a little much for just what I'm going to make, but you know what? Keep it in your refrigerator. It'll last you 3 or 4 days, and you might want to batter fry something else with it. It's going to be good. So 1 cup of flour, self-rising flour. We've got a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Now, cornstarch is just going to kind of make it poofy, and just make it crispy. So I'm going to have to spoon it out because my 1/4 cup won't fit down in here. So 1/4 cup cornstarch. Now, we have got onion powder, garlic powder, and some red pepper. We need 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And I have a 1/2 teaspoon here, so I'm just going to double it. There we go. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And y'all, it might sound strange, but garlic powder is good with this. 1/2 teaspoon, and then we want 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne. Now, I've got red pepper, but if you want more, you can certainly put more in it. I don't like the heat, but I want something in there to say, what is that? So that's about 1/4 teaspoon. All right, so we've got those. Let's move them out of the way. And I'm just going to kind of whisk them together, make sure it's all mixed up, because once I add my liquid, I don't want to say there's a little bit of garlic here, a little bit of onion there. I want it all good and blended. Now, I need 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to use cold water just out of the tap. And I want 1/2 cup of milk. So let me get that from my fridge. Now, you can, I'm sure, I've not tried it, but you can do a beer batter. You can substitute beer for the milk, or you can use all of the beer, and that would give it some more puffiness. All right, and now this batter's going to be thin. You don't want it thick. So, and if it's too thin, I'll add a little bit of flour, and if it's too thick, I'll add a little bit of milk, but it's not going to be too thick. In fact, I'm thinking I might need to add a little flour. So let's put a couple of tablespoons of flour in there. Yes, and that's what did it. I just needed that couple extra tablespoons of flour. Now I may do this tomorrow and it'd be just perfect. Y'all know how it is. Okay, so I need something to, let me get a pie plate. So I'm making a lot of noise, aren't I? I'm sorry. I want just a little bit of flour, because what I want to do is coat my fish in the flour, just dredge it lightly, and that will cause my batter to stick. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and I've got my fish here, and I want to salt and pepper it. You got to make it taste good. So just salt and pepper how your taste. And I've got some Old Bay seasoning. Now use your choice of seasonings. If you might like a different brand, this is what we like. And tell you the truth, it don't bother my allergies. So I use this. Okay. And I'm gonna turn it over. And we're gonna season the other side. So that looks good right there. We're not putting this away because we're gonna need it again in a minute. Okay, so while my oil is heating up, I have got my oven set to 400 degrees. Okay, and I want to take some butter. Y'all know it's gonna have butter somewhere in this recipe, in this cooking. And I'm gonna put about 3 tablespoons of butter on this pan. I might put a little bit more because I've got a pound of shrimp. Trust me, Papa and I will eat this. If we don't eat it all today, we'll finish it tomorrow at lunch. So I'm gonna put this in here and let it melt. Y'all don't let me forget it. Papa, I know you're in there babysitting Patchy, but don't let me forget that butter in a couple of minutes.
Where's it at?
In the oven. Okay, so y'all, this is the most beautiful shrimp. And I bought that fresh from my seafood department at the grocery store today. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put some Old Bay on it. And I'm gonna leave it right in that bag. This is gonna be so good. Mm-hmm. You ready for a good seafood dinner?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna visit the captain. We're gonna visit Captain Pops. Yeah. And a little bit of salt and pepper. Not much, because that Old Bay's probably got salt in it. I'm sure it has. So, and then I'm just gonna take that bag and massage it all in. We'll get it spread out all over that shrimp. See, we're keeping our hands clean. How about that? Ooh, it smells good already and it's not even cooked. So, we're gonna use tongs. Y'all know, I've told y'all this before, but mine are dirty. Red tongs for raw meat. I use blue for cooked. But my red tongs are in the dishwasher. So, I'm using my blue, and I'll have to get another set of tongs. One last whisk. Put this in the sink. I'm done with it.
You want this out?
Yes. Yes, please. Okay. So you can bring it right here before we get started with that. And you can bring it right here.
Is it right?
Yeah, it'll sit right there. And I'll let him go get me a clean set of tongs.
Do not let me spill it on you.
All right, just sit it. That's good, perfect right there. Oh, and they can see in there, great. Will you get me another set of tongs while you're over there? I'll send him over there. Okay, so I am going to just dump all that right there. Were my red ones in there? Well, I missed them. Blue. Yeah, I told y'all a story and I didn't mean to. Okay, and I'm just going to spread this out in that butter. And we're going to let him put this back in the oven. All right. Now you can put that back in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah, just be careful now. And we're going to check it in about 10 minutes. Okay, so while he's doing that, and I think you can, I'm going to move this pan over so you can see. Now we're going to turn our oil on up. Okay, so let's do this.
10 minutes.
Yeah, let's try 10.
Okay. It's set for 10 minutes.
Okay. See, my fish is lightly floured, and we're just going to dunk We're going to get it breaded. Y'all hear Miss Patchy. She's a miserable little girl today. She had a little minor surgery, and so she's having to stay in. She loves outside, so she's not used to being forced to stay in.
She's still sedated some. She keeps tricking Polly.
Yeah, so we just picked her up this afternoon. Okay, so if you can see, you probably can't see that piece good of fish. It is bubbling away. Said, I'm just letting the excess drip off. I have been ready for this dinner all day long. I'm going to get a little, and put it there where I knocked it off with my tongs. More than one way to do it. This one's a little thicker piece.
It's going to be good.
This is going to be good. I'm done with this. See, I've got some left over, but I've been dipping around in it, so I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to save this flour either, so we're going to move it. I'll let him clean the dishes up. And let me wipe up my mess. I make a mess when I cook sometimes. All right, so we're just going to tin this. And I was hoping you could see down in that pan real good. And you could see this. Come here and look at this. See how that batter's starting to get little bubbles on the top and around the edges? And you know what I didn't do?
Looking good.
And I still can.
You didn't make hush puppies.
I didn't make hush puppies, no. But let me show you what I didn't do, and I saved my batter. It's still here. Now, this is the best part. You take some, and you just drip it through there. You get those little crispies that you serve on the platter with it.
Great idea.
Yeah. Looky there. And sometimes you just have to have the crispies. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to come back when we take it up, and our shrimp should be ready, and we're going to have us a good seafood dinner. Dinner is ready. You hungry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want you to see this fish. Now, it took no time to cook. And I would say I cooked it probably, a total of maybe 12 minutes, both sides. And yeah, give or take. But you want your internal temperature on your fish to be 145 degrees to be done. Okay, so you ready? Let's make a plate. What do you do? Oh, you're going to hold that up. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pan's hot. Let me hold this while you do that.
Let's see, shrimp and melted butter.
Yeah, and that shrimp cooked for 10 minutes at 400 degrees, and it is perfect. It is not overcooked. So, how about...
You want me to fix it?
Let's make a plate. We're going to put some shrimp right here. We're going to do a piece of fish here. We've got a corn here.
Ready for slop?
Right there. Another little scoop. Now, looky there. Is that not a beautiful plate? Now, I tell you what I'm going to do with my corn, and I don't know that he'll do it. I'm going to sprinkle a little Old Bay. I've already buttered it. You can't have corn on the cob without butter, y'all. But I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Old Bay on mine. Give it some little extra zip. What do you think about that? So let's give this a try. What do you say? You don't have any fish. I'm ready to try, and he hasn't finished his plate.
I didn't want to get in your way.
There you go.
How about a couple of little crispies?
How about some crispies? Got to have some crispies. There you go. Got to have, as I sling them across the counter. All right, now, let's try it. Oh my goodness, it is so flaky. It is so flaky. But it's so hot.
You want to dip your shrimp or fish in cocktail sauce?
I'll get some in a minute.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Crunchy but soft.
But there is one thing I won't. You don't need anything with it. If I can find it. Yeah, I cleaned out the refrigerator, straightened it up, and now I can't find anything. I want some malt vinegar on mine. I like it on there. That fish doesn't need anything, though.
It doesn't. I love my sauce, but that's good.
I just like the malt vinegar on it. Why don't you try that coleslaw?
I want to eat it both ways.
Okay. I did it a little different for you this time.
That's the way I like it.
Okay. So I told you I'd tell you about the coleslaw later. He likes it fine, ground up. And so I whizzed it up in my little mini food processor. I added some green onions, and I added, finely minced. I added some dill pickle relish. You can use sweet pickle, your choice. Then I mixed some vinegar, or just splash of vinegar. I added a little sugar and some mayonnaise. You just have to eyeball it because that's what I did. And that's how I did the coleslaw tonight. And honestly, I think that's the best slaw I've made in a long time.
That shrimp is delicious.
I'm going to try the shrimp. I haven't tried it yet. You know how you get the most out of your shrimp? When you get down to that tail, pinch that tail right there, and you'll get every bit of it out. All right. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. And we certainly hope you'll come back. And I hope you'll think about getting our cookbook. I'll have the link in the description box below to order the book. Now, it'll take you straight to the printer, away from my site, but I promise you it is very, very safe, and they're shipping out really quickly. So I hope you'll think about it. We are working on book number 2. It's a little slow, but it's coming along, and I'm going to put this fish batter in that book.
Are you? Good.
Yep. I'm going to put that fish batter in the book.
That is good. It's delicious.
It is, isn't it? But you can use this with any kind of fish. I had redfish, and I'm stocked up really well with redfish, so I wanted to use it instead of buying more. It's good with cod, tilapia. Yeah, so, but we like the redfish. Like I said, that's what we have. But y'all, I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you do, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. Come join us again. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.